Hello, this is Annette with Project Refine Life. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm here and starting this video a little bit differently than I usually do, and that is because I am doing a VR. Actually, a VR within a VR. This VR is tag Draw Me Like One of Your French Decks, which is describing your daily tarot practice, which is a VR to actual tarot podcast. However, I first saw this particular tag on Meg at Rose Honey Rituals channel. I also saw a tag recently, which was 5 days, 5 VRs. So I'm going to attempt it, guys. Let's see if I can get through this. All right, wish me luck. So my daily practice, let's just get right into this. I start right here at my main altar every single morning. I am teaching yoga, I'm doing workings with people, healing sessions, I'm teaching other type of classes as well. So I come into contact with a lot of people, and there can be thoughts that just carry through after class. So every single morning I cleanse. So this is what I refer to as a sweeping or a barridia, and I use my herbs here to cleanse my herbal, my sage, my palo santo, and my sweet grass. And I do all three every single day because each one has a separate energy, and I just need to make sure, that I'm clear. So usually this candle is lit as well. This was lit and it just went out. And this is the main candle that I'm working with during this time. I never light anything from this candle. This candle is lit just for the candle to burn with the intention that I've set for it. And then I light a separate candle, which is the candle that I use to light my sage. So I will just light my sage. And when I have sage bundles, I break them up because I just feel like it burns better that way. And I get more use out of the sage itself. So it saves me a little bit too, and it saves just the imprint on sage in general. So I get this sage and I will just do a full sweep over myself with the sage. I do it in a certain manner, but it would be very difficult for me to show you that here. And then after the sage, so the sage is like the cleansing. That's where I'm just like wiping myself clean. And then here for the palo santo, I light the palo santo, and that's where I'm calling in the healing energy. So I am working with the palo santo to call in my Reiki energy or any other energies that I'm working with. I will normally get it and draw the signs, so that way I can call in that energy. And as you can see, I'm working with the palo santo right here and just drawing in that energy, maybe saying the names of the signs that I am working with. And then, as a topper, I use my sweetgrass. And my sweetgrass is just as it states, sweetgrass. Pull in sweetness, to call in my ancestors and ask them to be with me throughout the day and to help me be more joyful, sweeter, brighter, more receptive. So that's what I use, a sweetgrass. And as you can see, I do have some other types of bundles in here that I work with on and off, but these are the main ones that I work with on a daily basis. And another thing, so depending on what's going on, I do have a couple of other options here for clearing and cleansing energy. So I always have a rattle up here. This is one of them. And this I got from Jessica over the story, at the Story Medicine Tarot. I love this. And it just calls in like that womb type female energy. And over here I have my selenite. I have my golden sheen obsidian, and the golden sheen obsidian is for clearing, and I will use that like a bar of soap. I just kind of like cleanse my body with the obsidian and then to call in some love. So it's the same kind of thing that I'm doing here to call in love. Then I am using my rose quartz. Okay, I also have a rosary, and I also have my mala as well as my eye of protection. And I will use one of these accordingly to, it just depends what I'm doing that day. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of crystals at my altar, and again, it depends what I'm working with that day, what my intention is for that day. If I'm looking for abundance, I'll pull my citrine. If I'm looking for some stability, some emotional stability. Maybe I'll pull my kyanite. If I'm looking for some heightened awareness, I'll use my amethyst. And then quartz, of course, you can always use that. However, my rainbow obsidian, if I'm calling in ancestors. And then, so like, let's just say for today. For today, let me just use my quartz skull, and I'm going to call in clarification from my ancestors. So that's when I would use this. All right, so now that I'm done here, now I move on to my little area where I sit. So I'm going to take you over there with me. After I have spent some time at my altar clearing and cleansing and calling in my spirit guides and my ancestors to work with me, and I've kind of opened up my space, I come and I take a seat here at my table. I will set out a reading cloth, I light a candle, I have my crystal, and I have my meditation pillow with me. Now at this point I have a cup of coffee or some cacao, whatever I am doing on that specific day. Most of the time it's coffee, but on some special days it is cacao. One of the things that I do is I will look up the Mayan energy of the day. So Mayan energy, you're working with a number and you're working with a day sign. Each number and each day sign carries a different resonance. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I look up the Mayan cosmology of the day and what kind of energy it holds, and I think about what it is I need to work with on that specific day. So this is one of the books that stays close to me, and I can look up whatever I need to look up for that day. There are also plenty of sites available that you can also look up the energy of the day. Then I will enter it into my journal. And I'm not going to really share my journal here because there's a lot of very private things. I'll turn to a blank page. I'll put the date and I'll put the energy of the day, and then just write a simple little, few words about the number and the day sign and think about the energy in that respect. At that point, I will begin my meditation. So either I'm just sitting there meditating, or I'm working with my mala, or I'm working with the rosary, one of them. So after I'm done with that, I am sipping on my coffee still, and then I start pulling my cards. I work with one oracle deck and one tarot deck. And this is the Begin Oracle and the She-Wolf Tarot. I just got this deck in and I'm really, really digging it. I really like it. Okay, so, and you know what? I'm a matchy-matchy girl. I like to have my things look good together, and I love the way these two look together. But that's another video. Okay, so I will sit there and think about what type of messages I received either during my meditation or through the Mayan energy of the day, and I will form my question for the day. Sometimes I'll use the spread deck if I'm feeling a little stumped, and I have a video on that which I will reference up in the corner. Or I'll just think about what to ask. Sometimes it's about my class, like how do I help them today? What is my best course of action for my students today? If I'm having a healing session that day, or if I'm teaching another type of class, then I'll ask specifically about that. But usually it's about the overall energy and dynamics of the day. So I will go ahead and pull one of my oracle cards. And this deck has beautiful keywords that I can work with. However, it has a fantastic guidebook. So in that case, I would, take into consideration what the keyword is, and then ask for a further explanation from my tarot deck. And here I will draw 2 cards. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Treasure, 2 of Cups, and Page of Cups. What a lovely reading. I can see this already. It's beautiful. Now I would write down the main energy of the day from my reading, Treasure, and then I would write the 2 of Cups and the Page of Cups. I'll write down some keywords. If the guidebooks are really good and I really like those guidebooks from that deck, I will look into the guidebook and take it further. Then at the end of it, I will come to like a little scenario of, you know, what I really need to do for this day. What a beautiful reading. Oh my goodness, I'm just touched by this. All right. So after I'm done with that, I'm usually done with my coffee by then as well. And then I wrap it up. Then I close. Also during meditation, sometimes I'm holding on to the crystal or the mala, and sometimes I just have it here for clarification. Like on this one, I'm asking for clarification. I want those clear messages to come through, so it's just there as a guardian of sorts on my cloth. And that's it. That is how I do my daily card or daily tarot readings. That's what's involved. I start at the altar, I do a meditation, I set it as sacred space each and every time because it is, I'm receiving messages. Then I close, thank my spirit guides, spirit animals, whoever was with me along the way, and I say my goodbyes. And then I take a picture of the reading. I never ever put it in my little journal anymore, but I take a picture and I keep the picture. And I don't know why exactly. I just feel like it's important to take a picture of my reading. It's like this one. This is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. Sometimes I'll post them and sometimes I won't. It just depends what I'm feeling like that day. But that's it. That's the extent of my daily tarot practice. So I appreciate you guys joining me. I wish you a beautiful day full of love, joy, and happiness. And I will see you later.